Jesus went out along the sea. All the crowd came to him, and he taught them. As he passed by, he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting at the customs post. Jesus said to him, "Follow me." And he got up and followed Jesus. While he was at table in his house, many tax collectors and sinners sat with Jesus and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. Some scribes who were Pharisees saw that Jesus was eating with sinners and tax collectors and said to his disciples, "Why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners?" Jesus heard this and said to them, "Those who are well do not need a physician, but the sick do. I didn't come to call the righteous, but sinners." The Gospel of the Lord. Those scribes, Pharisees who judge Jesus because sinners, public sinners, notorious sinners, surrounded him, loved him, followed him, they were wrong. Not only were they wrong in the fact that Jesus had to save those sinners, as he himself says, but they were wrong in the fact that they didn't feel themselves to be sinners. Sinners were the others. Well, surely they were. That is, not that they, the publicans or the prostitutes, not that they were not sinners, but so were the Pharisees. I think this is the first teaching, that when we judge others, maybe we're right to say this person has done wrong. Well, it's possible, maybe not, because we can never know what is the intimate conscience, but, well, we can say what he has done is wrong. Let's leave God's judgment to God, but what he has done is wrong. Well, however, we forget that we have our own thing too. Jesus taught us about this when he said, "You are looking at the speck in your brother's eye, and you are not considering the beam that is a splinter in your own eye. Look at yourself first." Surely that will help you to be fairer to others. Because when we look at ourselves, we always find excuses, mitigating circumstances, sometimes not only justifying circumstances, but something that completely excuses us. I was tired, I was having a bad day, I was under a lot of stress and things like that. I had a difficult childhood. Well, these are true justifying circumstances. However, on the other hand, when we judge others, we're not justifying circumstances. He has done wrong. You should see, well, the measure you use will be used upon you. That's how it is. Therefore, the first teaching of the behavior of these Pharisees is precisely that. They considered others to be sinners, but they were not. In fact, they were all sinners. For one thing or another, it's possible that the Pharisees didn't do those things that they pointed out of others, possibly, but they had their own faults. For example, they had immense pride. However, there is another lesson here. If this is an error of those who consider themselves good, there is another error that Jesus also teaches us. Jesus helps us to discover. Jesus says that it is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. But why do the sick need a doctor? So that they can get a pat on the shoulder and say, "Come on, boy, you're worth a lot." Well, no, they don't. The sick need a doctor to heal them. Sinners need someone to help them stop being sinners. What we're doing, or what many are doing today, is say, "You're cured." Why? Because I tell you that your disease does not exist. Hey, but that is an absurdity of all type, and even rational, like the disease doesn't exist. Today, what they are saying is that you are no longer a sinner because the sin that you commit or even all the sins or the sins against the sixth commandment and the ninth above all no longer exist. Now the sixth and the ninth have disappeared from the Decalogue. Of course, and in certain circumstances also the fourth and the fifth, that is, that which the world says is right, well, that is right, and is no longer a sin. It's no longer a crime, it has become a right. For example, abortion, therefore it's no longer a sin. This is absurd. It is, I insist, as if the doctor were to say to the sick person, "You're cured simply because I tell you that you're cured." The patient would say to him, "Listen, but it still hurts me the same. It still hurts you the same, but it's just your imagination. It's in your mind. You're fine. Hey, listen to me, but I can't even breathe. It doesn't matter. I tell you that you're fine." Well, that is what they are doing. A percentage, I don't know what proportion it will be, but a high percentage of priests. Evil exists. It exists objectively. The devil exists personally. It exists in each one of us. We're sick. Those Pharisees thought that the sick were others. And today there is a new category of Pharisees who think and say that there are no sick people, or that at least certain illnesses have ceased to be illnesses and have even become virtues. Some and others want to put Jesus out of work. He has come to heal the sick. He has come to forgive sinners. I am a sinner. We are all sinners. Perhaps we don't have the sin that the one or the other has done, but we have no right to feel superior or better than others. I have my own faults, God knows it, and God forgives me. It's much better to say, "Lord, forgive me," than to say, "I have no sins," even if that is because we have been deceived by being told that what we do wrong is not wrong. In the end, what we do wrong hurts and hurts us. Let us give thanks to God, who doesn't expel us from His side because we're sinners, but that He loves us and has offered Himself to save us and forgive us. Amen.